Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming to Diversity Through Ranger History panel. So I'm going to bring up a few people that you know, and then we're going to get joined later when the rest come. So first, we have Tessa Rao, your green Dino Fury Ranger! Next up, he holds so much power. Brennan Mejia, your red Dino Fury! Dino Charge! Let's go. They're gonna share the helmet. Yeah. She is super strong with a heart of gold. Your yellow Time Force Ranger, Deborah Estelle Phillips! For right now, yeah. We have a few crashers. You'll find out.
I crashed it. I crashed it. I do that.
How are we all doing today? How are we feeling?
Yeah!
We can do better than that. Come on, how are we feeling?
National Power Rangers Day.
It is. Happy
Season
National
3.
Power Rangers Day.
Come on. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, right, guys?
Too exciting. Too exciting.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to be able to talk about it finally.
I know. I mean, never mind. Well, I know. Never mind.
He knows. He knows.
Now, we all know that representation matters. Seeing yourself reflected in media is like no other feeling in the entire world. Now, for my question first for everyone on the panel is, it's been 29 years since Power Rangers first premiered. What does it feel like to be a part of this legacy?
Wow, am I going to start with this one? Okay, wow, what is it like to be a part of something so huge? Well, first of all, when back in my day, a couple decades ago, never would I have ever thought it would be what it is. And, you know, you all here have a lot to do with that. You guys are what keep it going. But to be a part of it, especially somebody of color, representing, like Power Rangers always, for me, is there's such diversity with what it is. And I know that's why a lot of you really connect with the Power Rangers. You have all of these different characters coming together, and we can't get the job done without each other. So to be that one person on the cast that represents that one person of color is an absolute honor, I would have to say, yes.
Sharing is over. Fine. I want to share. I know.
I mean, for me, it was an incredibly humbling experience. I think it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, my entire life. I've wanted to be an actor and be a performer, and to have this job be part of something so much bigger than any of us individually, that's just like so massive and so influential. And I think so comforting, such a comfort show for so many people, and to be a part of what that is on screen and representing people that either look like me or feel like me or whatever that might be, I think is so important. And it's truly an honor to be even a small part of it. So thank you guys as well for supporting the show.
Oh, wait a second. Do we have Rory D. Travis?
What's up? Hi, Rory.
Woo. Look at his fit today, everyone. Doesn't he look good?
I wear my sunglasses.
You're a new spin-off.
It's like a sponsored outfit.
Hello, Govs. Hey, family.
How are you?
Doing good. Yeah, sorry.
Brennan, how does it feel to be a part of the legacy?
Yeah, Brennan.
Yeah, Brennan. Jeez. Rory.
Brennan.
Forget. It's always Rory's fault.
I mean, you are both two people of color as Red Rangers. I mean, come on.
It is Rory's fault. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. No. I mean, I grew up watching Power Rangers since Mighty Morphin, and being a Power Ranger at all was crazy. Two, the diverse thing, like for me, a lot of it, like you mentioned, either looking like, I'm losing my voice, like, it just happens, 3-day conventions, or people who are like us, like emotionally, or just portraying similar character types of who we are, like characteristics, not character types. But yeah, like that's kind of where I saw it more versus, because like my family, like my brother is whiter than snow. My sister is mixed, half black, half white. They're both adopted, and then I'm just the middle child. So like, I don't know, like at my household, it was never like a thing. Like you're darker, so you need less sunblock. Like maybe that was like the only thing like ever came up. Like
Which
that was
is
really
not
it, though.
true. Still,
It's
look
not
after
true.
your skin.
Yeah.
I was told that my entire childhood, and I didn't wear sunscreen, and I should
Well,
have
your
worn
ozone layer over New
sunscreen.
Zealand's not like here. Like,
Well, yeah, but like, it still needs protection. You
that's
know.
fair. I don't wear sunblock very
Protect your
often. I'm a bad person.
Neither do I. I'm being a hypocrite.
Yeah, but for me, like, it wasn't like I vibe necessarily with whoever was just like the most melanin heavy individual on the show. It was like who I connected with emotionally on the show. But it's all super important because again, for certain like people, like to see someone who looks like you, that means a lot.
I think it makes you feel like things are possible for you too. What they're doing is possible for you too because you're seeing it reflected on the screen. Whereas if you're only seeing one type of person doing all of those things, I think you subconsciously start to build up this idea, oh, only they can do that. And only I can be in these roles. So I think also misrepresentation is so dangerous and it's happened too much.
Well, as
so
a
that's
kid,
also,
as a kid, I was more, I guess, colorblind in the sense to those things happening. But as I grew up, I was like, well, there really isn't a lot of representation, like as there should be. Like this, like going back on shows that were really popular, like Friends, and it's like every single person is missing a little melanin. So, yeah. Which again, like New York,
which is also nothing wrong with.
No, there isn't. Like my wife is Caucasian. Like my brother again is whiter than my wife. Like it's all good. But
I just love the power that this holds right
Yeah,
now.
we've got two helmets. Let's go.
Like he brought both out. He's like, you gotta know who I was today.
I got 2 Z's in my name. I gotta be here.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't work too long.
You got
Hey everybody, thanks for having me.
Azim, but we didn't have you. You just crashed the panel.
Again, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Everyone is welcome. Isn't that the point of
Everyone's
this?
welcome.
It's true. But Azim insulted us in the green
Yeah,
room.
he did.
Yeah.
He was really
That's a story for another time.
So my question, another for everyone on the panel, is one of the great aspects of Power Rangers is, I mean, for me, what I've always loved about Power Rangers is it didn't matter nor race nor identity that you were. It was just normalized. Yeah. How did it feel acting that aspect of the show? Like you just being who you are, it was the norm. It was the norm.
It was great. Definitely season 1, we had acting coaches on set, so they were guiding us in the dynamics of our characters. Definitely by season 2, we had full control of kind of where we wanted to kind of guide, or not full creative control, let me not say that, but we had a little bit more creative control of how we wanted to sway our characters. So it was good. It was something, honestly, it was something I didn't even think about when getting the role. Just about, the racial thing of it. And we hadn't had another black African-American male since Ika Durville. And for RPM, shout out to Ika, with RPM, and I didn't even know that, other people are telling me this throughout filming. He's like, oh, this really means this is really an honor. This is really this and this. And I'm like, I'm just happy and blessed to just be a Ranger, a part of this legacy. And I don't think any of us really knew what it was to be a part of this and just to be a diverse cast at that. But again, to be a diverse cast at that, it is rare to see, and I'm glad that Power Rangers is true to its form. I mean, we got black, yellow, red, green, gold. We got all the colors. So that's why I think diversity is important. It's a most appropriate representation.
One thing I wanted to say, because I come from like the further, like way back when generation, and oh man, I just, for me as a first generation American, I'm West Indian, so I have a Trinidadian mom, a Jamaican father. I was born and raised in the States, so for me, it was a little, it was different because I either you weren't black enough or you weren't, well, you're certainly a person of color. So it was a struggle, and my parents meant well. They wanted what was best for me. So we wanted the American dream. So here I am being raised in a neighborhood where there was no one like me in every class that I ever went to. And I didn't realize what that did for me growing up, but it did do something for me, and it was really hard. And my parents meant well, but they couldn't really teach me because they knew their ways. So it was really a struggle. So to get an opportunity to be on a TV show representing, that was a huge push, an honor, and to hear so many of you guys coming up to me. I've heard so many of you guys coming up to me and sharing what that meant to you, and it just, wow, like as I'm doing it, I didn't know the impact. So you guys really, thank you for validating me, because that little girl in me just, I felt alone. You know, I didn't have that. I didn't know. And no one could really tell me what it's like because there was no one really like me growing up. So yeah, and I love to see that these newer generations here, it's so much, we've come a long way, you guys, a long way. So I'm just so honored to see what's happening now. So yeah.
That's one of the great things about Power Rangers too. It's like it's so normalized to have diversity. Like it doesn't feel like it should be, because it shouldn't be like such a big deal.
It's not.
Like,
It's not everything about one
Yeah.
person either. There's so many other layers to a human,
Yeah, like,
apart from their
it's-
race, sexual
it's
orientation,
important, but, like,
gender, whatever.
Yeah, it shouldn't be the end all in a
No.
conversation. Like it's just you're a person, I'm a person. You turn the light off, we're all still just people, right? Like
All the same, like guts and bones and
yeah, like you
gross
look at someone's
stuff
blood under a
underneath, right?
microscope,
You know
you
what I
can't
mean?
tell what their ethnicity is. Like so, it's just for me. Like I'm so many ethnicities too. Like I'm not just like half black, half white. Like I'm Latino, but like my mom's like Italian, German, French, like a little Jewish, and like I'm like 1/16 African American too. But like I'm all these things. So like I don't identify like as one race as easily as a lot of people do. Like I know like friends who are in acting and they're very involved in like the Asian community and supporting each other. But like I don't feel like I vibe like in one area. So like I couldn't connect on that level as easily. So I just didn't pay attention to it as much.
I really related to you saying like you don't really feel like you fit into the either box. Like I grew up feeling like I wasn't brown enough for the brown kids, and I wasn't white enough for the white kids, to put it bluntly. And like I feel like that I always kind of looked around being like, where's my space, you know? And so I think just being able to see those people on screen, especially as kids, like it being in a show that children watch, I think is just so
And
incredible.
just to be again normal on the show. It's
Yeah.
not like this
Like-
is our black person in this show
Or
and
like,
we're
oh
going
my
to talk
gosh,
about
oh
black
no,
stuff. Like no,
she's
it's like
queer.
they're African American or they're whatever, and it just they're a person. And like Power Rangers does that so well. Like Coda was a caveman, but we didn't go over the fact that he's Asian in a caveman. He just was a power or whatever, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, not just constantly showing the struggle of being
Yeah.
a minority.
Yeah. And again,
Just
telling
actually just them
stories-
living their lives, right?
It is important. Like, you know,
But-
if it's
yeah, balance, right?
but- yeah, balance.
Yeah.
Now,
Like handstands. So,
as
yeah.
diverse as Power Rangers is, however, there is still a lot more we would love to see. So my question for everyone, going from Tessa down, what do you think, or what do you want to see for future Power Ranger series, shows, any aspect for more progressiveness, i.e. a female lead ranger? Just me. Okay, cool.
Love that. No, love that. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it would be really cool to have a member of the trans community as a ranger, personally, or someone gender non-binary. I think that's kind of the next step. There are lots of steps that we can take, and there's a lot of work to do in so many areas of the world, I think, in this kind of stuff. But it's can only do one step at a time, and I personally think that would be a really good step in the right direction. So that would be my answer.
I'm going along with what you said. I would love. Like Jen Scott from Time Force, like you know, she like was the unofficial
sister.
official. Like she
But I'm
is,
talking about-
right? We all know. Like,
I need an official though.
yeah,
That's what
but,
I
like an official. And then I would like a pink guy
Yes,
ranger.
yes.
Like, I would love to like be a sixth
Yes.
pink ranger. Like I don't know, that'd be cool. I like the color
Absolutely.
pink. Like it looks, it looks good with my skin tone. You know, it works.
Everyone looks
That's what I
good in
came
pink.
dressed
It's
as
true.
today. So you know.
You look good in pink too, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see. I would say we need to touch on more. I don't know, like mental health things. You know, people that are going through stuff, right? There's a lot going on out there. We need to talk about it. So that would be nice to really go there. I know there's a stigma on people. Yeah, it's. You know, as somebody who has gone through it most of her life, I'm not afraid to talk about it anymore. And just, I wanted to be brief about this, but just because we're on this topic, I want to say, PMC is so important to me because it's a time where we get to all be together. This is like my family, you know. I'm meeting.
I'm
Rangers
taking
that
a
I
throat
haven't met,
lozenge.
I'm
My
meeting
throat
for the
hurts.
first
Just
time,
FYI.
and you know, it's just such a wonderful time. But it's like also you guys come from all over. I've heard like all different places. And so I wanted to give something to you guys for everything that you guys have sacrificed to come here. So I created these like awareness bracelets for mental health awareness that has Katie Bear Hug on it. And yeah, you're wearing one. And I have some more at the table, and I actually have my girl Favor. She's passing them out. And on the inside of the wrist has a heart with a hug to represent not hurting yourself, being aware of that. And on the inside, there is a message. It didn't come out in color, so it's kind of like Braille. But if you look at it, there's a message that says, text home to 741-741. And for any mental health check, so somebody can come to you and de-escalate your situation. So we need to talk about that. But next.
Yeah.
No, I would agree. Mental health is very important. I don't know. I feel like we touch on so much, and we are Power Rangers is doing a great job in just being inclusive, representing, and touching on sensitive topics that most people really don't engage into.
I forgot a point I wanted to say after you and Azim go. I just remind me before I forget.
But no, I think mental health for sure. A lot of people are going through so many different things, and it's a full spectrum of mental situations that people are dealing with. So yeah, exploring more of those avenues for Power Rangers. Just more shows just doing that in general.
Boy, you guys, that's hard. You guys all said a lot of great stuff just now.
Azim, thank you for crashing the panel.
Man, you all just covered just about everything I was going to say. I was the first Middle Eastern Power Ranger, and I remember, hey, right on. And I remember, I'm going to kind of piggyback on the last question and then go into this one, because I remember after 9/11 happening, nothing about my life was normal. And so just being like the, I don't know, goofy jockey kid in a high school named Jake was sort of incredible. That they cast a guy named Azim to play Jake. And so that normalization of that, to me, was actually a big step, because it meant that people were looking at me and just kind of going, oh yeah, no, he's just a kid. He loves soccer. You know, we are identifying him by his interests and by his actions, as opposed to his name and heritage. And in terms of what could be seen more, you know, now that we've done that a little bit, it might be nice to see a lot more diverse names, where maybe some of the character names signify more the names we all have. I mean, my goodness, some of you have interesting names. You do, and you've told us all of your names, and I remember at least 10 people. I go, wow, that's incredible. That's on your birth certificate? We need to put that in the show. What are we doing? So if we could get some interesting names, you know, if we could get some female leads or a trans lead, you know, and then just kind of keep everybody involved. You know, I love when we see a cast that's just got every color in there. Honestly.
We're Power Rangers. We're all colors.
We're
What's going on?
Power Rangers, man. We should have everybody in there. And then you know what? Maybe a villain who like gets inside somebody's head and like makes them really depressed, and you've got to find some way to, you know, like
He's
villains who
pitching
are
that.
not just destroying
Villains
buildings.
here.
villains who are doing things that do have to do with mental health, where the Rangers actually have to figure out, oh my gosh, how do I have a conversation with this person to save them? And we can start answering some of those questions.
Is anyone taking notes right now?
All right, Becca.
I mean, actually,
Adam,
I am. I'm writing
write
it,
it.
so
Yeah.
we're good.
Good, sweet.
And speaking of villains, like, okay, so mental health again, a trigger word, crazy. You know,
Crazy.
this is, we don't know what someone's going through. A simple, reaching out and love and just that could de-escalate somebody like no one's business and could prevent something. So, like, as a villain, like, not that bully, that why were they bullied? What's really going on?
Yeah.
Tap into that, and maybe that's why he's a villain, and go
Every
there
villain's
and
a
love on
hero
him
in
and
their
then
own
boom,
story, right?
Yeah.
And everyone justifies their own behavior in their own mind. So
there was
let's look at
actually-
why they're justifying it.
There was an episode we did that I actually I was really proud of because no, I'm proud of them all, but there was one that the villain Levira there was another bad guy, and he started destroying everything because the girl he was in love with wasn't in love with him. And he
See
tried to
that?
get her in love with him by giving her a love potion, but
Oh,
she
that was
drank it, and then she
my
saw
season.
me
Oh, wait, no.
and fell in love with me.
And who doesn't love that
I mean,
face?
who couldn't?
And we had to have a conversation. That was how it got solved. Well, we still kicked his butt with a Zord, but before that,
Yeah, you
we
did.
had a conversation where it was like, hey man, you don't have to do all this crazy stuff. You could just ask her out. You could go out there. You could say hello and
That part.
introduce yourself and say how you feel to her. And he goes, oh, really? And then she said no, and then he destroyed everything. But the step was there. The step was there. We could
You
keep
see that?
doing
We're
stuff
getting
like
there.
that.
We're getting there. Yeah.
I just wanted to add on real quick to
Okay.
so talking about the mental health and everything. I think there's an unhealthy stigma where if you have muscles, that means you're healthy, and like
Oh,
all our
that's
toys
good.
are always ripped and like it's cool. Like obviously I love fitness. Like I'm a fitness buff. I have a degree in kinesiology. Like all the things. Right? I know. I do handstands a lot.
He loves a handstand.
I did a handstand on her. I met her and I was like, hey, can I do a handstand? And she's like, yeah. So
You haven't done one on me.
It's very impressive.
can I?
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Surely.
All right. Handstand on her to follow the panel. Yeah. But talking about the mental health thing, it's like, why don't we have any rangers of different like body types? Like it's always like,
Thank you.
we have in Kyoryuger,
that.
like our Aqua Kyoryuger guy, the Viking, like he's a heavier set guy, and they didn't do it when they adapted it, and it was a missed opportunity
I completely
because
agree.
like you could be healthy mentally, even like like it's
You can be healthy physically and not
Exactly.
look like an action figure.
yes.
Come on now.
So I just think
Thank you.
that would be cool going forward too. Have like Bulk and Skull, like I know Bulk in the comics finally, or Hyperforce, but like a live action one would be amazing. So.
So my next question is for the ladies.
What?
My next question is for the ladies. So
Hello.
for Deborah and Tessa. So, like being these strong female characters and becoming role models to all young and big adult girls around the world, how does it feel to set the standard for female viewers that we can be independent and fierce and we can do anything we set our minds to?
Man, that is it's an absolute honor, first of all, to even be that person. Like, what? Yeah, we can do all things, and to represent that strong character who is just, powerful. Now, Katie wasn't necessarily the leader, but she was kind of the strength of her, like, that was it. Like, okay, Katie, you handle this. Okay. I actually could have been the leader. I could have just been like, give it to me, and just like taking over.
You would
But
have
to
rocked the red too. You would have rocked the red.
Oh. Well, I just feel like, yes, it's an absolute honor to represent that character, and hopefully I answered the question. I don't know. Did I get off track? I'm sorry. Okay, we're there.
It was just
I
how
can
does it feel
ramble. I
setting
tend
the
to-
standard for other female viewers watching you?
Yes. Oh my, the female viewers watching. I've gotten a lot of wonderful people coming up telling me some wonderful, amazing things. I am beyond thrilled and touched to know that I've actually impacted anyone, especially these women, these beautiful, strong women out there. And yes, each and every one of you are amazing, strong, beautiful women who you can do all things. Okay, we're independent. Okay, we can do this, right? And to represent that. So yes, I absolutely we can do it, right? Yes, we got that.
I think I would say for me, a big part of that with Izzy is like the fact that she, well, firstly green, like that's been really cool because I think like not all girls want to wear pink. Not all girls necessarily want to wear yellow. Not all girls want to wear green. But like to be not just in a box and be able to kind of still be feminine. Like I think she's not something. I think she still can be, quote unquote girly, and whatever that means. But she doesn't want to wear a skirt. She doesn't want the extra bit of fabric, and those girls exist too. And they're just as strong as the girls that want to wear a skirt and like pink, or anyone that wants to wear a skirt for that matter and wear pink. And I think that that part of it, as well as just being able to be a female Power Ranger or a Power Ranger to begin with, is like you say, a massive. It's hard to like find the words. It's a massive, massive honor that I feel very grateful for every single day. So, yeah.
Speaking on being the first green female ranger, not the last, but the first. How does it also feel representing the LGBTQ community? Because Izzy has a girlfriend.
Izzy has a girlfriend. Isn't Fern the cutest? Don't we love Fern? Again, the biggest honor of my entire life so far, absolutely. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. It's been my dream to push representation, like I said, and the right kind of representation. So to be given the opportunity to be her and portray that story with such great writing, where it's like, by the way, I will actually just say I identify Izzy as queer. A lot of people have asked if she's like gay, lesbian. I don't see the need to box her in any more than she needs to be. So I just identify her as queer, but I won't be offended if anyone says anything differently. That's just, yeah. So, yeah, it's really hard to find the words. It's like the biggest honor of my entire life. So, yeah, thank you.
Now, Rory, being along the lines of the Black Red Rangers.
Yes.
And now you're a commander. I mean, we ended as you becoming the new commander of the grid. How?
I'm sorry.
Like, how does younger Rory feel in this moment? I'm curious.
Say the question one more time. I'm sorry.
How does younger Rory, like if younger you could see you right now, being a Red Ranger?
Oh, wow. I mean, he would probably just be bawling and crying and up on the floors and everything. You know, my brother was a huge Power Ranger fan. He loved Walter. He used to call himself the Black Ranger. and my mom kind of had my Power Ranger stuff everywhere. So his room was Power Rangers. My brother had a video game. I don't know what type of game, but you could just play it and literally he would.
A Game Boy?
Like a Game Boy. It
Yeah,
wasn't
a Game Boy. That's my generation.
But it wasn't a Game Boy. That's my
Game Boy
that's-
Color,
I-
SP, Advance, come on.
Before Game Boy. This is my brother. He grew up on Mighty Morphin, so these games came out in 97. 95, 93
Talking about
time.
that screen scroller game?
Not
where
even
where
screen.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, I
That
played
game.
that one.
Dude, so
That was
I can
awesome.
literally, I would be sitting, and I used to play this game like I used to sit in the bathroom. I would play. Now it's like 2010. I'm still playing this game, sitting on the toilet. So it's crazy, you know. I still like my favorite plate to my mom's watching this. My favorite plate was a Power Ranger plate with Mighty Morphin on, and that used to be my favorite. And it's crazy just how everything kind of just happened and transpired. It's an honor. It's trippy, really. It's really. So now I go to my brother. You know, all right. Now you're black, and I'm red.
Now, for everyone in the audience, who's ever fanfic fans, I hope I'm not the only one. Have you guys ever read your fan fiction stories?
I've had fans read them to me, like at the table. Wait, hey, I mean, if there's time, like, I don't get mad if people just want to talk. Like, I'm not like, so you want to buy something? Like, I actually want to like connect with people because my first Power Morphicon was as a fan. I wasn't a Power Ranger when I first came here. So Yeah, no, I was in it. Yeah, I had Power Ranger bed sheets. I had a Green Ranger cosplayer at my birthday party who my mom accidentally hired an exotic dancer who was a Green Power Ranger. But yeah, true story. He realized it was a kid party, but
You have the coolest mom ever. I'm sorry.
I do. I know. But yeah, and he was green, so Azim too. Woohoo.
I used to do those parties.
Yeah, I think you know what? You did look familiar.
I did. I used to cosplay as Power Rangers and do birthday parties before I booked Power Rangers.
That's amazing.
I thought that you were saying the exotic dancing thing.
No. Oh yeah. I don't know what he meant.
Some of you might be a little older now, but you should remember me.
God.
Wait.
I don't even know what started this conversation again. I
okay.
forgot.
No
With
idea.
the fan
Have you read
fiction-
your own fan fiction?
yes.
Fiction, sorry.
Yeah, so just when people come up and if they're passionate about it, like yesterday I was walking through just the convention hall for a minute and someone was like, oh, I have this story about this is what's happening with the Dino Charge Rangers at this point. It was cool and I got to spitball ideas with them too. He's like, actually, I really like that idea too. And it was just it's fun. We're here because of someone's imagination at some point. So why would we no, that's a dumb idea. Stick to what we put on TV. That's no.
Also, any opportunity to do anything creative, you should take, and it's awesome.
I absolutely love it because I haven't been on social media in a minute. So when I hear this, I want to know what's going on out there. And I'm so fascinated. You guys are so creative. So I absolutely love it. But I hate to do this, but I actually have a photo ops I got to go. So I'm going to leave you kids.
You'll be missed.
Bye.
Give a round of applause for your
Wait, should
yellow
we- should
Time
we
Force
quickly-
Ranger.
Should we a handstand before we go?
Wait, we're gonna do the handstand.
Surely a handstand.
You gotta go down there. You gotta go down there and listen, if you're gonna fall, make sure it's rolling.
What's a good one?
Oh, Brennan, do what you did with me, where she's sitting cross-legged and you go on her shoulders. Can you do that?
Yeah, guys, get on your
I know
feet.
you
This
can
is gonna
do
be
it.
amazing.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Rise up. Ooh, look at that glute.
Man, if y'all could see what I'm seeing right now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, big round of applause. Woo! Yeah, baby.
Good
What the
job.
heck? Come on. So impressive.
Incredible. Incredible.
Thank you so much.
You're a mind blower. You're a mind blower. I honestly can't believe that. See you, Deb.
Thanks for filming.
I mean, speaking of,
You know,
how?
I sorry, can I
Oh no,
bump in?
no, please.
I remember this guy named talking about fan fiction. This young guy named John out in Florida. The first time I was at Ranger Stop, and he came up and he said that he reads about Power Rangers for about 12 to 14 hours a day. Okay, and when he came up to us all, he gave us at our table. It was a dossier. And it had all the information about our characters and our Japanese counterparts, every ranger we'd ever morphed
Like
into.
a show Bible.
Every key. Incredible.
Basically.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. And so I remember I had a conversation with him. This was back in 2014, I think. I said, John, dude, you are so
we
talented.
have. Sorry,
If
to interrupt real quick. The gold Dino Fury Rangers behind you.
Oh,
Give it up for
Jordan
JT.
Fight!
Jordan Light.
JT fight.
I was about to say, Jordan, you got to take my spike. I have to go.
Sorry, Azim, but continue. Please
Yeah,
continue.
sorry.
you don't
Classic
need to apologize.
Jordan.
We need
Has to show
all the
up late
rangers
with
we
an
can get
entrance,
on this
doesn't it?
panel. Right? Next time we have this panel, it'll be like 50 of us. That's what we want.
To be fair, there's a lot of diverse rangers that just aren't in
I
here.
know that didn't come. There's a lot that aren't here. So I. Huh? Oh yeah, here you go.
Please.
So
please, I forgot mine.
I told John, hey, it seems like you've got dedication because think about how much effort that took. There were over 50 rangers there, and he made a dossier for every one of them. He was 16. He clearly was hyper intelligent. I said, you know what? Why don't you try your hand at something that you can like give to people that they might buy and make like a business out of this? And he said, well, I really like writing. And I said, well, why don't you write something? And he decided to write a movie. And I said, okay, I'm going to be back to Ranger Stop in like 4 years. I want to see what you wrote. I came back 4 years later. He beelined it from my table and slapped down a 120-page script that he wrote.
Wow.
That is what you guys can do. That is what you guys can do. I've heard that story 100 different ways from 100 different people. Every single one of you has got so much going on. So just keep going, whatever you're doing. Keep going. We love reading it. We love seeing it. And just like Brendan said, we love hearing about it. When you come up and tell us the stories, that's what keeps us going. That's where we get our energy from.
Most definitely.
So give yourselves a round of applause. Come on.
So this question is for Jordan, because again, you're the first, but you won't be the last. You are the first Sixth Ranger that is black, and gold also.
Twice.
Come
in the history
on.
book twice.
So how does that feel for you being a Power Ranger, setting this legacy for future Sixth Rangers who might look like you?
Oh man, I'm glad to be the first to do it. Like I said in my Dino Fury panel is like I didn't think being the first African American Gold Ranger was like a big thing. Literally, I didn't think it was big at all until April 9th, 2021. Ranger Nation showed me so much love, and I appreciated every little bit of it. And just being a superhero in general is something I really loved as a kid, and to see my kid dream just come true, it's an surreal moment. So I'm very blessed with that, and I'm part of Ranger Nation. One of the
Yeah, baby.
what guys don't understand is I watch a lot of TV shows. I don't see not one TV shows the fans and the actors and the production and everyone a part of making the show are so close in our family. And that's something that I love more about Power Rangers. We're all a family. You guys watch the show, we perform the show, and we all come together like this and talk about the show. What's better than that? So I'm very thankful to be a part of Ranger Nature in this franchise.
So before we take audience questions, I shared something with the audience earlier, but I'm gonna say it now. Like Brennan, I attended my first PMC in 2010, and I have come ever since. And it's weird for me as a African American who's a blurred, who's been told most of her life that you're like the whitest black person I know, and then you realize that why me being a nerd has to even mean that. So being surrounded here, doing my first panel and having you guys be here, I cannot express, and I'm getting choked up, sorry. But this is amazing. You guys are amazing, so thank you. But yeah, so I'm doing my first panel here in 2022, and that
And you're
is so
killing
crazy.
it, by the way.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Can we have a round of applause? Can we have a round of applause?
Thank you guys so much. So we're gonna take audience questions now.
Wait, I have a question.
Okay, cool.
When I give you a hug, your shirt is so soft. Like, what is it? Like,
let me tell y'all about this.
yes, stand up. Like, let everyone see the softness. Like, just this is like velvet.
Velvet, yeah.
And you can buy that shirt for $62.99 at his
That's
booth.
your Gold
So
Ranger,
go on over to his
guys.
table.
Yeah, come on.
The Gold Ranger right there. That's the golden child.
We know what his character does afterwards. Goes into modeling. That's gonna be in episode whatever. I don't know.
Yes.
Ion would be so annoying as a model.
She just mad because I didn't want to share my money with her.
Oh, don't get me started. Now you're being a jerk.
But guys, it is so hard to find gold clothing. You either have to do beige or find another brown or something to emphasize
Or like
gold.
a mustard yellow.
Yeah, or mustard yellow. Yeah. So when I seen this shirt, oh, it's a must buy. Yeah. Must buy. And then I felt the material. The materials really makes it look gold. So that's why I had to get it. I just
Where is it from?
Where is this from?
I don't know.
Please. Is it February 20? H&M? February 21.
Forever 21.
Oh, it's
No,
Yeah, you too could dress like the Gold
Yeah,
he's
Ranger.
he's being modest. It's
I
Dolce
mean, so is
and
my
My
dress.
Gabbana.
dress is here though, in LA. I said I need something gold to wear Sunday. I'll make a big announcement Sunday. I feel like I should wear the goldest outfit I can.
I'm wearing red pants. I tried.
That's it. It's
I'm dressed for who I want to be. So I'm
You
dressed
are.
I'm dressed
You're
for who
pink.
I always wanted to be.
You are.
So that's why the pink is here.
The eyeshadow, I don't know if you've noticed, if you've seen it, but the eyeshadow is a very beautiful touch too.
Oh, thank you. I don't understand makeup. I do bare minimum. No, seriously. I used to, like, for school dances, I used to go to the mall to get my makeup done for free for 4 years straight. So Clinique, shout out, because you guys.
That's
you
actually
did
a
me
really
right
smart
every
idea.
time. So we're gonna start with audience questions.
Hi.
However, I want to do 2 rules. 1, no repeat questions, please, and also be respectful. This is a safe space.
Thank you.
So I saw you first, and then in the back.
For me, it's Mindy Kaling. Absolutely is the first one that comes to mind, not only as an actor, but as a writer as well. And I think as someone who is of Indian heritage, like I am, I'm half Indian, but has grown up in a Western world, a Western country with those like around them, and therefore, especially, I don't know if you have seen The Office, but like she plays a character that couldn't really care less about that side of her culture, and I don't feel that way, but it was really refreshing to see someone as opposed to like the stereotypical Indian character, which is actually not honest to any Indian person I think I've ever met. So that, yeah, Mindy Kaling for sure for me.
Mine will be Will Smith. The reason I'm saying that is because, as you guys may not know, I did not want to become an actor. I didn't want to try anything new. This is me years ago, not now. I didn't want to be an actor. I was afraid to touch that industry. I wanted to stick to modeling, something I was confident with.
And you're good at. We saw.
Oh, thank you, man. I just can't wait for you to see part 2. Oh my gosh. I grown as an actor, of course. But when you keep doing something, you get better at it. So part 2, season 2, much better. So I was saying that to say was basically I didn't want to be an actor at all because I was scared to become an actor. I was scared to get in front of a camera, perform, and remember lines because it's a lot more things to acting. And I was comfortable with just standing in front of a camera, taking a picture. Like that was much easier. I wanted easier. And that was in 2017. In 2019, my agency back at home wanted me to try acting again. And I'm just like, okay, y'all keep bugging me to do it. End up trying acting and found out that it was something I loved to do and I had a passion for it. So that's one thing I just try to tell people. You never know what you're destined for unless you try it. Try something new. Get used to being uncomfortable. Me being uncomfortable and taking the choice for myself. Now look at me. I'm at a position in my life to where it's no telling what's next for me. And that's one thing that I preach as well. So, yeah.
Man, well, I don't want to bum that out. That was great. I don't really, there's not a lot of great, there weren't a lot of great Middle Eastern actors for me to look up to when I was younger. There's a few now that are really doing great. So I can look at people now and think, man, Riz Ahmed, keep going, keep going, keep going. But I remember when I was younger, one person that did really get to me was Tony Shalhoub. I don't know if anybody, really? Oh, good. So he's Middle Eastern, he's Lebanese, and he was Monk. I don't know if you guys ever saw a movie called The Big Night, but him and Stanley Tucci both played Italian brothers. And I remember seeing that and going, oh, that's kind of cool. I guess maybe I could be Italian, And then I'm going to drop this one on you, too. Some of you may not know, but Salma Hayek is half Lebanese. Hayek is a Lebanese last name. So I remember looking at all of them and kind of going, okay, well, if they can do it, it's possible. Sure, there's not very many, but it's possible. And if enough people like Riz Ahmed keep going and you never know what can happen. We just got to keep supporting people that are clearly doing good work, that are clearly being good people, and that are kind of pushing the boundaries of what we can all accept and enjoy watching. So I'm just trying to be a part of that, just like everybody on this panel is. So yeah.
I forgot to mention, to finish off on my first monologue that I learned and that I performed as an actor in general was the Will Smith monologue.
Yeah,
When
baby.
his dad left him. That was my first time ever performing in front of somebody, and I performed that, and I booked with a management team 1 month after performing that in front of them. So I forgot that.
Like I kind of mentioned earlier, for me, it was a little harder being so many ethnicities to be like, this is a particular person on TV who is the same, I don't know, DNA composition. Like it just wasn't as big of an issue, I guess. Like, so it was more just people I've met in my life on a personal level who don't give up. Like those are the people. Like I mean, actors you hear in interviews, like, but you don't actually know unless you meet them. So for me, like it wasn't like, oh, this actor opened the door for me in my own journey. It was more like this person in my life didn't give up when it was hard. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're so good at handstands and blah, blah, you're so talented. It's like, I'm really not talented. If anything, I'm skilled because I put in the work. Like a talent is like, you're good at it without really trying in my mind. Skill is something like you work towards. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not very quick at picking up things. I just do them a million times until I can do it. So when I meet people who are similar to that aspect, those are the people who like keep me going. So, and some of it are you, like talking to you guys and hearing your stories, like people trying, like some people came up to my panel like, oh, your fit tips you post on Instagram. Someone on Friday told me they lost 80 pounds from like listening to the fit. Like that's amazing. Like, and I know that's hard, like so hard. So you never know how you're influencing other people. Like I just like, hey, fit tip of the day, guys. Like I think it says like 1,000 people watched it. But I don't know any of them until someone walks up to the table and like, I'm that person who took that to heart. So thank you for hopefully being inspired by us, and know you inspire us too. And I'm not trying to be rude, but my wife is texting me. I just want to check it real quick. So.
In the yellow right there.
No.
100%,
Never.
1,000 million trillion %. Yes. Yes. I felt that a lot with Izzy. I mean, she's like an athlete, you know what I mean? I'm standing next to Kainalu. Have you seen Kainalu? Like he's so fit and he plays the like not fit one that like doesn't like exercise. And I have to stand next to them and be an athlete, the athlete of the group. Like from the get-go, that was terrifying to me. And there were days on set where it was a really big challenge for me. Like I had to take myself away and sort of almost psych myself up, or if anything, like talk myself down in a way too. Like stop overthinking and overanalyzing. You deserve to be where you are. You put the work in. You're a good person. Any voice in your head that's telling you that that's not true is the imposter. That is who can leave, and that's who's not welcome there. And I think that a lot of mindfulness and thinking about what you can and can't control in that situation, and just taking a breath and being kind to yourself, like be nicer to yourself. We're so mean to ourselves all the time. If we heard ourselves say, or someone else say something to our friend that we say about ourselves, we'd be in fighting mode. But we say it to ourselves every day. And I think those kind of things contribute to something like imposter syndrome. And so I think it's a day-to-day like journey and honestly skill that you have to put time into, reminding yourself that you are 100% worthy, you're enough, and you can do anything you want to do, So, yeah.
Yeah. Woo! Well, I guess like when you're talking about actors, for that last question really quick. So I'm a big anime nerd. like Naruto, you know, like he became really strong, but like he wasn't good at the beginning. Like that's what I feel like in my life all the time with new skills. But jumping onto this question, which say it again because my brain just jumped to the old question.
How do you deal with
imposter
imposter
syndrome?
syndrome?
Yes, I hate the game Among Us with imposters. By the way, yeah, Amanda, she killed me in that game. Anyway, I'm sorry, ADHD. But anywho, again, jumping back to anime. So Goku, right? We all know Goku. His hair changes color every other second. In one of the episodes, I have no idea which one it was, but he said like, if not me, then who? And like, I know he wasn't even referencing what we're talking about, but he was like saving the world, like if not me, then who? And that resonated with me as like an actor. Like, someone has to be hired. Like, why not us? Like, why can't we be the one to book the job? And like, we go on so many, I don't know, like, as an actor in general, auditions, you get so many of them and you book like 0.02% of them maybe, and you guys only see the ones we book. Like, I've had probably 50 auditions this year and I booked one, I think. Like, it's a struggle for sure, but
That's all that matters. Is it don't matter how many no's you get. It's all about that one.
exactly. Yeah, so someone has to get it. And if not me, then who? So why not one of us? Why not one of you? Like, so I don't struggle with the imposter syndrome as much anymore because I just, that quote, like, it has to be someone. And if I put in the work, like, again, yeah, why not? If I put in
Bless
the work, why
Goku,
not?
huh?
Yeah, what?
Bless Goku.
Bless Goku. Yeah, Kamehameha and all that stuff.
I definitely, I mean, I was on a season with Andrew Gray, arguably one of the handsomest human beings to exist on this planet, and yet one of the most attractive women to exist on this planet was supposed to be interested in me instead of him. And that did not make any sense to me. So when we were shooting that show, I really had to like, okay, you know what? He's got charisma. He's got personality. He's funny. He just keeps trying. He just keeps trying. He just keeps trying. I had to kind of convince myself why she would like him at all. And then at a certain point, you get to a place where you just kind of go, okay, yeah, why wouldn't she? I mean, you look around at relationships around you. People meet each other in all kinds of weird ways. You see couples where you're like, well, I don't know what that's about, but they're in it and it works. You know, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship.
I met my wife in the circus. Like, we're just acro partners.
Don't shoot yourself in the foot before you know how the story's going to play out. Just wait. That was a huge mix of metaphors.
We got one more question.
Shooting.
We got that.
You got
Right
it?
here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Therapy.
Yes.
It works.
I really,
Yeah.
I really cannot stress. I mean, I wish I hadn't said that as a punchline, but
Yeah.
I
No,
It's
no,
I
not
did-
like no.
yeah, it really was. If we could just remove the stigma from therapy, oh my gosh, so many things could happen. You know, just talk about it. Say it out loud. Half the time, I've been sitting in that room describing something that had been bugging me for a week and a half. I say it out loud, and just by saying it out loud, I hear how silly it is. And then my brain immediately moves past it and finds the solution or the workaround or whatever. And I just did that myself by saying it to somebody. It's not just like somebody fixing you in a room. Get in there and talk about your stuff.
And it's not always accessible too. Like I for everyone at all, it can be really, really inaccessible. But I think if you can do it, and if it is something that's possible for you, it's like it's an investment in yourself. You know, it's an investment in your future happiness.
So well put.
And
Investment in yourself.
yeah, and even if it is, and it's expensive, it should not be as expensive as it is, and we should all be able to get it
Healthcare in general.
subsidized. 100%. But if you can do it, I would say prioritize doing it. Like that's for you, and you deserve the best. Like more than you deserve, I don't know, that extra coffee that week or whatever that might be. You know what I mean? Like it's an investment in yourself. So I'm so with you on therapy.
And don't undervalue what you can even. Okay, it's not like you can only get mental health help if you're going to a therapist either. Like if you have friends and family that you know you can trust with things like.
Or writing.
Yeah, or writing. Like for me, I'm just so blessed with such a good group of people that I basically do therapy with. Like, so for me, like we can be each other's like therapists or accountability partners or with whatever we're struggling with. So be that for each other. Like if that works for you, like if actual therapy works with someone who's like a professional, of course, but it's not a one size fit all approach. Like you don't need a personal trainer to get in shape. You don't necessarily like if you know, there's ways to take care of yourself amongst each other. If we look for those cues. If you know your friend looks a little down one day, be like, if they don't want to share, just be like, hey man, I love you.
Yeah,
hey bro, what's going on? Like if you want to talk, I'm here. I'm not prying, but I'm here for you.
But I'll hold the space for you.
Exactly.
But if you do need a personal trainer,
100.
That's your guy right there.
The other thing
yes,
I would say.
That's not what I was saying at all. Whatever.
I mean, he's
I'm
here for it. He's here for it.
Guys, I'm so sorry. Like we're having such a great time, but unfortunately, that is time.
Time force.
I know, right? That is time. I seriously, seeing all of you here, this was more than I ever expected to even happen today. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for
Give
coming.
yourselves a round of applause.
Before we go, do you guys want to, plug your socials, plug what's next, let the fans know what's up?
What'd she say?
Plug your socials.
Cosmic Fury, baby.
Yeah, dinosaurs in space. I don't know.
If they don't know where to find you, your ats,
I'm Tessa_Rao, RAO, on Instagram, and then a variation of that on other social medias. But it's just Tessa Rao, RAO. That's the way to find me.
I'm Brennan Mejia at my table right after this, or at Brennan Mejia on like all social media things. Or on Twitch, I'm Master Mejia. Yeah. The master came from Master Sword from Zelda, not because I think like I'm so cool. And it was alliteration. So.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I mean, I am pretty cool, but so are all.
He
you.
is super cool.
Just believe in yourself. Also, I want a photo with all of us after this. If we just turn
please.
around, if you guys are down. So.
Jordan.
Your socials?
Yes. My socials is JT.fight, FITE. That is mostly on Instagram, Twitter, and then on TikTok it's just my name, Jordan Fight. You spell it with 2 O's. Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan. But before I let you guys go, I just want to let you guys know, keep pushing. Yeah. Keep pushing. Literally, guys, quick story, and I'm gonna let it go. I know I'm talking.
No, you keep it going, man. Come on.
I wanted to quit. So before I booked Rangers, it was a 5-month in between gap. And I wanted to quit. Me and my mom was in the garage. Let me remind y'all, we're in Houston, Texas. It is a summertime. It is hot, humid in this garage. We're sweating. In between takes, we turn on fans. And times were getting hard. I was getting a lot of no's for auditions, and I wanted to quit. I said, this is not for me. Maybe this is not for me. Maybe this is not for me. And literally 1 month after that, I booked Rangers. So never give up. You never know how close you is to that golden door. You see what I did there? But you never know. So I just wanted to lead out with that. And guys, enjoy the rest of your time. Safe travels if you're not from here. Yes.
Ow! Azim Rizk for everything.
And I forgot,
Short
I
and
didn't introduce
sweet.
myself. I am Shay Jones. You can find, and that is CHAE. And you can find me at Real Shay Jones or A Spoonful of Shay.
Shimmy that. All right, photo! Let's group together if you want. Rory, do you want to come up here for the photo or you want to be back there for the photo? I see you. You can't hide.
You can run, but you can't.
That's right. We got your number. I have your number. Do you have his number? I don't know.